the Raiders do allow the most explosive passing plays in the NFL. So perhaps Nathaniel wants to go into his bag of tricks and draw something up, because this offense needs a jolt, and it needs it badly. So
they got to try something. I don't care if it's the Breece Hall Wildcat. I don't care if it's a trick play with a double pass. I don't care if it's just bombing the ball up once a quarter and praying to see what happens. Got to try something. You can't keep doing what you've been doing. And look, I mean, the last time Wilson was on the verge of getting benched, it was the Chiefs game. He played his best game of the year, maybe the best game of his career. Maybe he does that again. If he does, the Jets will beat the Raiders straight up. If he plays like he did in the Chiefs game, the Jets are going to beat the Raiders. If he plays at 80% of how he played in the Chiefs game, they'll probably beat the Raiders. Raiders are still a pretty shaky team. I also think they got the new coach Sugar High win against a really bad Giants team, and kind of seemed like they're celebrating like they won the Super Bowl. So that would be a good time to catch them, maybe. I could be wrong. Maybe, Pierce is going to turn them into a buzzsaw, but history would say that they're due for a bit of a letdown this week, and they're still got some real questions at the quarterback position and have their own issues, across the board. So it feels like it will be close, ugly, low scoring. I don't think they can make the over-under low enough on this one. Very similar to the Giants game. That's just going to be a consistent trend for all Jet games the rest of the way, because they have 8 offensive touchdowns in 8 games. So, the math tells you they're going to score 1 touchdown, and then you wonder if another unit can help manufacture some points. So it's going to be
in 8 games.
It's the 2020 offense. They're exactly back to where they were in 2020 from a production standpoint.
It's
by every metric.
It's crazy. It is so astounding how we are back to square one, it feels like. It's just it makes my blood boil and my skin turn. It just, how?
It's a consistent thing with this team where it's always, even when they're decent, it's always a really good defense and a really bad offense. It's been so few and far between that they have a good offense. 2015 was the anomaly, because even the 2011 and 10 offenses were okay. I wouldn't say they were good.
Bottom third of the NFL.
Exactly. So you really got, you got to go back to 2004 and 2002. Those offenses were pretty good, but not anything to go crazy about. And it's a shame, because this defense is a championship caliber defense. The way they get after the quarterback, especially, and the level that they've been playing at has been good enough. It's again, to score 8 offensive touchdowns in 8 games and to be 4-4 is fully a testament to the defense, with a bit to the special teams and some special moments from Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, because that's kind of the only formula right now, which it's tough. I mean, it's not sustainable. Maybe it allows you to beat teams like the Raiders and Washington and maybe Atlanta. And what does that take you? It makes you 7-10 like you were last year. If you're going to get over the hump and get to 9 and be in a conversation for a playoff spot, you're going to need more on offense, period. And that's kind of it. And it is mind-numbing that at this point we are still having this Zach Wilson conversation. And I promise you, I fully expect on December 3rd to be in the parking lot with you and our friends from Badlands and Profit Exchange talking about Zach Wilson still, because I think he's just going to ride it out for whatever reason, and I don't know when they're going to make a change or if they're going to make a change. This organization, whether it's Joe Douglas, whether it's Woody Johnson, this is the path they're going down, and TBD whether the coaching staff is going to have the autonomy to make that kind of move, pending how this game goes. I think it's his job for this game, but you have to at least have a credible backup in to put in if you go 3 and out in your first 5 drives.
You have to. You just have to have the wherewithal to dress Simeon. Just in case. I know they're not going to use him, but you got to just have his presence known. Maybe that also just give Zach a little nudge on the shoulder. We know he needs to be coddled every step of the way, so it could be the exact opposite. But as you said, yes, come December 3rd, I'm sure we'll be still harping on the same stuff we've been harping on for the last 2.5 years now. It's just crazy, Joe. They can't put together an average NFL offense. Throughout all of these years, they're still looking for answers here. And obviously, we know they brought in Aaron Rodgers. They did try to at least improve the quarterback position. But granted, catastrophic injury 4 plays into the season, it stinks. It really makes me question, like, will we ever see like what a prolific modern NFL offense ever looks like? Because I'm not sure we will, and it's scary to think about.
And another element here is that if you don't beat the Raiders, and I'm going to say you got to get to that Atlanta game at 6-5 to also keep the dream of Christmas Eve, pipe dream of Christmas Eve or a few days after Christmas of Rodgers coming back. I fully this guy's a psycho. And after we did our speed bridge episode, it doesn't actually seem that insane to me that medically he can be pushing them. Now, is it the smartest thing to do with his age and their situation? Like, probably not. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen, though. And if the Jets are 8-6 or something,